Hello and welcome to the Ice Guys. This is the show that takes you into the world of the National Hockey League. Every game, every day, from a betting perspective. With pro sports handicappers, Ian Cameron, Alex B. Smith, and various guests from the world of hockey and sports betting. And now, here's your host, Ian Cameron.
Welcome to the Ice Guys, Sunday, January 25th. Ian Cameron with you, and Alex B. Smith is back today. He will be with us in just a few moments, and we're here to break down the Sunday NHL card. It's actually not a bad Sunday slate. 6 games on tap, clearly. The NHL having no issues scheduling, a half dozen games, with this being NFL Conference Championship Sunday. But excited to break down this Sunday slate. Before we begin it into that, my gosh, Saturday, how just delicious was this Saturday NHL card. How phenomenal was it? Massive profits. It was just a hell of a day, top to bottom, start to finish. One of the few things that I have to complain about is the fact Buffalo didn't score in the first period for me against the New York Islanders, because I had the first goal, first period. But there weren't many things to complain about from a betting perspective yesterday. And we prop up the Patreon page for damn good reason, because $10 per month is a steal. It's a steal for what you get. You're actually thieving us money, quite honestly, for $10 per month. Even though you're paying $10 per month, you are getting unbelievable value for that. And the Patreon betting card yesterday for Alex and I combined, with sides and totals, 21-5. How about that? 21-5, 81% with the Saturday slate. Sides, totals, a couple draw winners in there as well to boost that bankroll even more. So, we talk about it every day. If you're not a Patreon member yet on the Ice Guys Patreon page, you're simply missing out, and you're leaving money on the table. That's all. That's the bottom line at the end of the day. So again, we want to see that subscription and membership count go up. We're already at a healthy number right now as far as that's concerned. We're trying to hit 1,000 as far as that's concerned. And like I said, it's been phenomenal as far as the Patreon card. That's probably the single best day we've had collective, Alex and I, as far as sides and totals. 21-5 with plays posted on the Patreon card yesterday. So it was absolutely spectacular Saturday. It started, as we mentioned, with Buffalo shutting out the New York Islanders. It was a very impressive shutout win for the Sabres, but it was a terrible spot for the Islanders. We talked about that. 7-game road trip, first game back. Matthew Barzal on the top line getting benched in the third period for what Patrick Waugh perceived as a lack of back-checking in that game in the third period, and he spoke about it after. But Alex Lyon, by the way, who would have thought he would be on a 9-game win streak as a starter, and it would tie a franchise record for the Buffalo Sabres. Who would have thought that was possible 2 years ago? Anything in terms of a Buffalo 9-start win streak with any of their goaltenders. Who thought that was possible 2-3 years ago? And nevertheless, that Alex Lyon would be the guy to tie a franchise record with 9 straight wins. So absolutely spectacular for the Buffalo Sabres as of late. 9 straight starts where he's won. So a nice 5-0 win for the Buffalo Sabres there. 5-2 Utah beating Nashville. We had a piece of the over in this game, which came through for us. A nice road win for the Mammoth, who are still right there with that log jam of teams right now as far as the chase for the wild card is concerned. So those were the 2 day games. Carolina puts the clamps down on the Ottawa Senators 4-1. That game felt over after the first period. 3-0 Carolina, and it was done. It was a rough first period for Reimer. A couple of those goals were very, very bad goals for him. Soft goals should have been stopped, especially the third goal that went in courtesy of Taylor Hall. But give Carolina credit, 4-1 win for them yesterday against Ottawa, and one of the best streaks in all of sports right now for a betting standpoint. And I mean that, all of sports. How many sports can you say you can bet something 12 straight times and hit? And that's where we're at now with Ottawa first period over. 12 straight Ottawa Senators games first period over has cashed, and it did so once again in that 4-1 Carolina road win. Detroit, very impressive. A tie game, and they broke it wide open in the third period with 4 goals to have a 5-1 lead over the Winnipeg Jets in that game. Tough beat if you had the under. Holy shit. I think there were 2 empty net goals for the no, actually, there was 1 empty net goal, and then Casper put one in, which was a non-empty net goal to make it 5-1. But great win for the Red Wings. It looked a little odd, that line with Detroit an underdog, but I didn't, I still said there's value on Detroit. I'm not buying into this trap line, nonsense. I thought it was value. They're the better team, wrong team favored, and it turned out to be that way with Detroit cashing in there as a slight dog in that 5-1 win. Columbus kind of sniffed this one out too, that I thought it would be a tough spot for Tampa. I thought Columbus would have a shot in that game, and they did. 8-5. These were small bets, first period, full game money line split on Columbus, but I'm glad I got in on it. I just felt it was a good situation. They lit up Jonas Johansson, 4 goals in the first period, 8 for the game, and they end up winning 8-5 over the Tampa Bay Lightning, a very high scoring affair. 6 of those goals go in on Johansson. Of course, there were a couple of empty netters there in that game for the Columbus Blue Jackets from Monahan and Mason Marchment. Holy shit, what an addition this guy has been. A hat trick last night. He has been a scoring machine. He's fit in perfectly with this Columbus Blue Jackets team. So a great job by him getting the hat trick and a great win there for the Jackets, ending, the little red-hot streak of the Tampa Bay Lightning with that 8-5 win. Boston beats Montreal 4-3. Great comeback. I know Abs fans are frustrated again. Sam Montembeault can't shut the door, can't close it down with a lead in the third period, and a couple of those third period goals were very suspect. You would have liked Montembeault to make a couple of saves there, could not get the job done, and Boston comes back from a 3-2 deficit to win 4-3. This was a great betting result. Alex had pieces of Boston and over as well, and I had first period full game over by Fecta split here in this game. We actually lost the first period over, but we did get the full game over here in this Montreal and Boston game.
And a bad beat on the draw.
Very bad beat.
That Morgan Geeky goal late. If only he could have waited for overtime to get that, because I had Bruins draw, and I also had Bruins to win in overtime as well. So ended up still being nice with the Bruins win, but yeah, could have used that Geeky goal a little later in the contest.
Yeah, no doubt. But a certain team that played close to your neck of the woods made up for it, certainly later in the night, which we'll get to. Draw winner for us, Kings and Blues. We really, really talked that one up yesterday, saying that looks like a clear as day, screaming at you, obvious draw spot with the Kings and the Blues. And it was great to be able to cash out. It was definitely a more high-scoring draw than I thought. I thought maybe more 2-2, not 4-4. But nevertheless, 5-4, the Kings win in a shootout, and we cashed the draw there, plus 310. Draw season rolling on with the Kings getting a shootout win, 5-4 there over the Blues. I forgot to mention, too, Cole Caulfield is on fire for the Montreal Canadiens. Despite the 4-3 loss, he gets all 3 goals and a hat trick for the Montreal Canadiens in that game, and looking more and more foolish that Bill Guerin left the likes of Cole Caulfield and Jason Robertson off Team USA when they're, 3rd and 4th in the NHL in goals right now. Just incredible, and they're not playing for Team USA. Make that make sense. Florida, Minnesota, 4-3 overtime win. This was a really good hockey game, 4-3 for the Florida Panthers in overtime. They get the job done, a huge win for them. Brad Marchand makes his return from an absence, and boy, what an impact he made. He gets a power play goal in the first period, and then the game winner in overtime to help the Panthers beat the Wild 4-3. That was a great result. We both had I had the live draw. Alex had the pregame draw, so there's another draw cash. Best bet winner for me with Florida, Minnesota over. The gift that keeps on giving. What is it now? 14-1 to the over in their last 15 games, 17-4 to the over in 21 games for Minnesota since getting Quinn Hughes. It's been a great run, no question, and a nice win for Florida. Now, I do want to bring up, obviously, a day of tragedy in Minneapolis yesterday, just a horrible event and the loss of life of those 2 people yesterday. I know there's people on talking about should the NHL have canceled the game. Here's the problem with that. It's Hockey Day in Minnesota, right? And they had all these things planned and all these arrangements, and it was such a last-minute incident. And Florida's playing tonight again. That's a big part of it, I think, as well. The Panthers are playing a back-to-back here in Chicago. I think it would have been very difficult to postpone that game yesterday. And for those 2 reasons, Florida back-to-back today, hard to reschedule, and the fact that it was Hockey Day in Minnesota, So much was planned. Alex knows that better than anybody, how much goes into that. It was very, very difficult to move that game off of last night. So I think that's why that game went ahead.
To cancel it would have been logistically very difficult.
A nightmare.
But the Wild could have done what you just simply did a minute ago and acknowledge it. And they still have yet to do that. So that's on them. That's another story. But obviously, like I said, you have these things planned out. They literally planned next year's hockey day in Minnesota and announced that today or yesterday, I should say. So it's a lot of logistics to that. So I understand that you can't cancel that. But like I said, they could have made the acknowledgement for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And I know the Timberwolves moved their game to today, but like I said, it was much tougher for the Wild to be able to do that. But obviously, awful situation there yesterday. As far as the last game, we'd take a look at Washington, Edmonton. This was a great end to a great day. Team total over for Edmonton, easy as it gets. Over the total, 6.5, easy as it gets. I mean, it was just that kind of day. It was absolutely fantastic, and it ended with a bang. Great game, entertaining game, exciting game. Not the greatest of goaltending from Connor Ingram or Charlie Lindgren last night, but nevertheless, Oilers get off the schneid after back-to-back home losses with a 6-5 Edmonton overtime win. What a hell of a day, Alex. 21-5 combined, you and I, sides and totals. How good was that?
I mean, it's fantastic. Like I said, and the only things we could really gripe about were small misses. Like I said, you missed Buffalo in the first period. I could have used that Boston goal in overtime instead of regulation, but other than that, just absolutely fantastic. And a note to make about Cole Caulfield, we got to remember this on these long Saturday shows. He now has, in 15 games on a Saturday, 11 goals and 8 assists. That is absolutely insane. Like, we talk about trends and different things. We don't usually talk about day trends. Maybe we talk about if a game is day or night, but not necessarily what day of the week. Cole Caulfield, they call him Mr. Saturday Night for a reason, and with those points, those numbers, that's something we definitely have to try to remember moving forward.
No doubt. All right, on we go to Sunday. We got a time crunch today because I'm joining Jimmy the Bag, my good pal, at the top of the hour for the NFL Pub Hub show. They're having it at 1 p.m. Eastern today instead of 11 a.m. Eastern. Usually I do that show before this show, but I'm doing it after. So we'll get through these games by the top of the hour. We'll start with a very good one. It's the next-gen game. All the kids, they do promotions for the kids that come to the game, although it's a friggin' snowstorm here in southern Ontario barreling through the area. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't postpone it, but again, maybe logistics. It's going to be tough to get Colorado back in here. Maybe if this is Buffalo or Ottawa or Montreal, a division team, closer proximity, maybe they postpone this game with the snowstorm ripping through Toronto right now, but I think it would have been difficult to find another day to play this game. So it is going on as scheduled. Avs and Leafs in Toronto, snowbound Toronto. We've got Colorado minus 170 road favorites, 6.5 the total in this game. I think when you look at this situation here, it's a very fascinating matchup. Toronto needs points, winless on this homestand, if you think about it. They lose to Minnesota, lose to Detroit in overtime, lose to Vegas in the big Mitch Marner return game Friday night, and now they need a win desperately, this Leafs team. And Craig Berube got after it, after the team, and I would listen to him too. He looks like Frankenstein right now. You want that guy getting on you and getting on your case all over you? You don't want that right now with the kind of week he's had in that gym accident. He looked like he got robbed and beaten up, on the street there with that kind of look. He's got freaking shiner and fucking scar with 70 fucking stitches in his head. 70 stitches.
I thought it was 82 to be exact that he
82?
had.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
what the fuck is he doing in a gym? Like, I understand he still works out, keeps in shape, but what is he doing in the gym where he fell and split his head open to the tune of 82 stitches and busted his eye? It's about as strange as when Jay Leno fell off the side of the road about maybe 8 months ago. Like, what are you doing?
He wouldn't even get into specifics about it. Apparently, he told the team the specifics behind closed doors, the players. But, I didn't tell the media that. So it must have been something either embarrassing or, something really stupid, or who the hell knows. But maybe he dropped a fucking, a weight on his head. Who the hell knows? Or, maybe he dropped like one of those little, dumbbells on his head. Who the hell knows how he gets, 80 stitches on his head like that. But like I said, boy, oh boy. God, looks scary behind that bench the other night when he was coaching against Vegas. But you know what's scary right now? The Colorado Avalanche and the way they're playing. They're not playing really well. Look, I know there's a revenge spot. Toronto went in there, beat them, ended a 17-game home win streak for the Avs. I'm not laying this price with Colorado, not when a desperate Leafs team is here after the coach called them out after that loss against Vegas. I think there's some value on the Leafs, and I'm taking it. Plus 150, small bet. But Colorado ain't minus 170 road favorite worthy right now. They're not defending as well. The goaltending's been suspect. From what I last checked, Mackenzie Blackwood's back in net, I believe, or it could be once again here today. And he's been terrible in 2 starts. Terrible in 2 starts since he's been back from his injury. So to me, this is way too pricey on Colorado. If I lose, so be it. But the value to me is Toronto here in this spot. Who knows what the travel was like for Colorado getting in here too, with the winter storm ripping through here. So I think Toronto's live. I'm going to do a dog and draw split here in this game. I think the draw could get there too. But remember, we saw a draw in Denver when these 2 teams played just recently. So like I said, I get it. Colorado revenge, but they're not playing well. Philly and Nashville roll in there and just rip them. Yeah, there's issues right now for the Avs. To me, they're overpriced here. Colton's day-to-day. Taves, by the way. Now, Taves has been upgraded to day-to-day. We'll see about if he's able to suit up, but no, it looks like they already have ruled him out for the Philly game and for the Toronto game from the looks of things, so I don't expect him to be in there. But yeah, Blackwood, if it is him, he hasn't been good. So I think Toronto and draw split, I'm interested. The total, look, I'm going to look for an over because it could be high scoring, but I'm not going to bet it pregame. I'm going to see if I can wait. I could see a little slow start out of the gate. Like it's a real early game, 1:30 Eastern. It's 11:30 local in Denver. So it could start a little slow, and then we'll get a better number live with the over here. Alex, what do you think? First game off the board, Colorado, Toronto.
Yeah, I definitely like the draw in this spot. I'm looking at, you can get plus 355 with the draw over at Bet Online, so that's something I will take a shot with. Little iffier on Toronto winning the game. I might take Toronto first goal, first period. You can get plus 150 with that at FanDuel, but I do think this could be a back and forth. Earlier start time, too. We've seen Colorado kind of hang around. I remember that Colorado game against the Rangers a while back on a Sunday afternoon where they let the Rangers, and this is when Colorado was rolling and the Rangers looked like dog shit, especially at home. Yep. And they let the Rangers get into that game and go past regulation before the Avs won it. So maybe take a shot with Avs to win in overtime or shootout. I might sprinkle on that, but I do like Toronto first goal, first period, and I'm definitely on that draw. Plus 355, best price available over at Bet Online.
I'm on Scott Laughton to score a goal. You can make an argument. He's been one of, if not best forward for the Leafs these last couple of games. I thought he was great against Vegas. He played well before that as well against Detroit. Scored in both of those games. Over plus 600 for him to find the back of the net. So I think there's great value here with a Scott Laughton goal prop for the Toronto Maple Leafs here in this game. Victor Olofsson, if he stays on the top line, he's a power play dynamo, obviously, but he's been moved up lately by Jared Bednar to the top line. If that stays true to form, there's probably some value for him to find the back of the net here this afternoon in this game. So keep an eye on that. Let me just see if the latest line combos, I believe it's, Olofsson, McKinnon, Natchez. So, yeah, I like that. There's good value there with Victor Olofsson if he maintains that spot. And he did score, obviously, against the Philadelphia Flyers on Friday, despite the bad result for the Colorado Avalanche. Like I said, I think Colorado, I do expect urgency, but I expect it for sure from Toronto. They haven't won on this damn homestand yet, and Berube calling them out after the Vegas game. That's why, actually, the way I'm talking, the way you got both teams hungry, I don't love the price at all with first period over right now, but maybe pregame I dabbled just a bit in both teams to score first period in this game. I could see 1-1. Both teams are going to probably come out of the gate with, hey, we got to get our ass in gear. Colorado just had a terrible home loss. Toronto hasn't won a game yet on this homestand. That points to a possible first period, both teams to score. It could be one of those games here with that. All right, next up, Wool does have good numbers against the Avs. Great point by Robert. 2-0, and he's in net, 1.95 goals against, 945 save percentage. So some great numbers against a very good team for Joseph Wool. All right, New Jersey, Seattle. New Jersey minus 125, road favorites, 5.5 the total in this game. This is not a good New Jersey spot. It's not a good New Jersey spot. Seattle was really pissed off about the way they start, as they should have. That was a horrific first period. In a game of that magnitude, to play that poorly in the first period, and they couldn't really overcome it. They lose 4-2 to the Anaheim Ducks. New Jersey, here we go. 3 straight road wins in Western Canada on this road trip, beating Calgary, beating Edmonton, beating Vancouver. Last game of the trip, they go home and face Winnipeg after this. Seattle a little ticked off. I think I like Seattle here a little bit. And I don't like this team, generally. The one concern I would have is New Jersey's won. New Jersey's had a good run in this series, 6 straight over Seattle. They have been victorious, this Devils team. Again, this is not best bet material, far from it, but I like these spots often where you got a team that hasn't lost on the road trip. It's the final game, and that's the game usually they spit the bit, at this point in time. So, like I said, it's a really, really, I think, spot that favors Seattle here. But I'll bet it I am betting them at plus 105. It's a small bet, though it is. I mean, it's not the easiest team to trust, but I don't like it at all for New Jersey. I don't trust New Jersey to finish a 4-0 road trip either, quite honestly. There's something about it that this is one team I don't trust them to be able to do that. Markstrom and Decord are projected, but neither one confirmed as of right now in net. Alex, what do you think here? Devils, Kraken.
This is a pass for me. I could see where they said, you can't back New Jersey in this spot, wrapping up a trip. This could be that kind of a flat spot end to the road trip, but I can't back Seattle right now either, even at a short dog price at home. So this is a pass for me.
Yeah, I hear you. It's not easy. I'm doing it for one day, but small. I mean, it's definitely not going to be the best bet, that's for sure. As far as props go, that's a good one from Cuban Wayne Gretzky. Just as a former player angle, Adam Larson, I know he doesn't score a lot, but, this is a guy that has been a former member of the New Jersey Devils to begin his career now with Seattle. So if you like that former player angle, I could definitely make a case there to look toward him as far as finding the back of the net is concerned for this game. It's not a ton of props that I love here in this game, although I will say Jared McCann, Cody Glass is the one I would take for New Jersey. Cody Glass repair, Cody Glass replace, plus 525, plus 550 for him to score. He's had goals in back-to-back games. Jared McCann for Seattle has had goals in back-to-back games, and that's a good call by Jonathan Robert talking about Mercer. And I like Dawson Mercer. I always try to make a case for him, and Dawson Mercer is still on the second line with Hischier and Palat, and he has scored 2 goals in 2 games versus Joey Decord. That's assuming Joey Decord is going to be in net here for the Seattle Kraken this afternoon. All right, Vegas and Ottawa. We've got Vegas minus 135, road favorite, 6.5 the total, shaded to the under here in this game. Well, you already know we're on the first period over. You're not splitting the atom figuring that one out. 12 straight first period overs here for the Ottawa Senators. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Minus 130, minus 135 is the price I see at various books. Still very reasonable for this first period over machine that has been the Ottawa Senators. Obviously, 12. Oh, by the way, New Jersey, Seattle. Back up a minute. First period over. I have to take that as well. Seattle's on this crazy first period overrun themselves. 10 or 11 straight now for the Seattle Kraken. It's not, we should actually be given that its due. It's not quite what Ottawa's been, but, it's been strong. 10 or 11 straight for Seattle now to the first period over. So just the first period over, though, not the full game with this one, because we have seen these Seattle games kind of slow down after the 2 goals in the opening period. That has been something I've noticed. We have seen the scoring stop a little bit, at least after the first period. So yeah, first period over, New Jersey, Seattle. And then this one, obviously, yes, first period over 100%. This will be full game over as well, assuming we get no Allmark returning. I think Mad Sogard's going to be starting. Hunter Shepard was backing up James Reimer, but I don't think they want Hunter Shepard in there. They got a glimpse of him in that one game he took over for Merrilainen, and it was rough. Not that Sogard's the answer. Mad Sogard, he's back on the roster. He'll probably start in this game with it being a back-to-back. I can't see them going back to Reimer after last night. Sogard, 5 goals on 16 shots in an 8-2 loss to Colorado the last time we saw him. The only time we've seen him this year in a Ottawa Senators game this season. So I like the Vegas team total over as well to go with the over by Fecta. Love the first period over. Little smaller on the full game over, 6.5, depending on what your book has it at. But the team total over for Vegas is 3.5 with plus money. Yeah, we're going to take that. And that's definitely the better value compared to the money line. You can get over 3.5, plus 112, plus 110 is widely available with the Vegas Golden Knights team total over 3.5. So, like I said, that's well worth a look here in this game between Vegas and Ottawa. Ottawa goaltending just can't be counted on right now. Really, that is the case. So, yeah, we like the over by Fecta as well as Vegas team total over 3.5 here in this one. Alex is away for a sec, so we'll get his thoughts on Vegas Ottawa in just a moment. We'll move on in the meantime. By the way, props for this game. Yeah, as far as the prop market goes, Vegas Ottawa. Let me just bring up my screen here. I mean, Dorofeyev has been Skorofeyev lately for the Vegas Golden Knights. 2 straight games with a goal, 4 in the last 5, 5 in the last 10. So Pavel Dorofeyev makes sense. Jack Eichel scored in back-to-back games. Braden Bowman, scored the last game for the Vegas Golden Knights. And he is currently, even though he's on the 4th line, he's gotten really good looks and good chances to find the back of the net. So those are a couple of props on the Vegas side of the equation that I would look at. And yes, I'm going to, as someone mentioned it earlier, we do have a former player angle here. I like Michael Amadio. Today's the day to take a shot, I think, with him. Michael Amadio for the Ottawa Senators, former member of the Vegas Golden Knights. And I think definitely we have a chance to see him find the back of the net here for for Ottawa, rather, against his former team. And Rasmus Andersson, yes, it looks like he debuted against Toronto. I forgot he was a last-minute addition against Toronto, and he did get an assist in his debut against the Leafs in the 6-3 win. This will be his second game now back. So I know Rasmus Andersson assist is probably going to be a popular prop here in this game, especially with an Ottawa team that's been giving up goals in bunches. So Andersson assist might be worth it here in this one. Mark Stone against his former team as well. Yeah, that's true. Difference is you're not getting the great value with Mark Stone, but yeah, obviously still plus 180. It's still a good bet. It's just not the prices that usually pique my interest. I like the bigger plus prices than that. But yeah, plus 180 for Mark Stone. It's definitely makes a lot of sense to look at a goal prop for him as well. All right, next up, Pittsburgh, Vancouver. We've got Pittsburgh minus 150 road favorites, 6 the total here in this game. Obviously, we told you with Vancouver when they played New Jersey, after the win against Washington that snapped their double-digit game losing streak, we don't trust bad teams to win 2 in a row. And sure enough, they didn't win 2 in a row. Why? Because they're a bad team. They beat Washington, and then they followed it up with a 5-4 loss to the New Jersey Devils. We'll see if they can bounce back from that. It's been a great road trip for Pittsburgh. It's not a Pittsburgh spot, though, okay? I don't want Vancouver, but, minus 150 with Pittsburgh in this spot when they, like New Jersey, have gone 3-0 on the road trip. I just have this weird feeling one or both of Pittsburgh or New Jersey might lose today. I don't love these spots when you've had a great road trip. You've won the first 3. You have the 4th and final game. It's already been a great road trip. You're excited to get back home, and you don't always see the best effort. You don't always see the best performance in these spots. I don't trust Pittsburgh to have their best performance in this spot, just like I don't trust New Jersey against Seattle in their final game of their road trip out west to have their best performance in that spot either. So this is a tricky game here, Pittsburgh. And I don't want Vancouver, just making sure that's clear. Like there's no Vancouver bet to be made for me. I don't want them. They're that bad right now. But I just don't love the situation here for the Pittsburgh Penguins, especially at minus 150 here in this game. And I don't know what to make of the total here. Vancouver, all of a sudden, 3 straight overs, and they're starting to give up goals again. Pittsburgh's been scoring, but Pittsburgh's been defending pretty decently. It's actually been an over run of 5 of the last 6 have gone over between these two teams. So kind of lean over, but I'm going to see if I can wait for something a little bit better in game than what we're seeing right now. Plus, I get the feeling we might have a few minutes of scoreless hockey at the beginning. We'll get better prices in game. Plus the Sunday unders. That's another reason why I want to wait for a better number and a better price, because a lot of the Sunday games have been staying under these pregame numbers, especially the games pre 8 p.m. Eastern. What do you think here, Alex? Pittsburgh, Vancouver.
I just have a small piece of Pittsburgh team total over 3.5 at even money over at MGM. I was looking, trying to see what the flat 3 was, but that's 155. I guess ideally, if you like Pittsburgh and wanted to lay 150 on the money line, you could really just play it and lay that flat 3. But I'll go with the over 3.5. Like I said, Vancouver's been a mess, so you can't trust them to string good games together in a row. And even if this is a tricky game for Pittsburgh, okay, fine, and then more than likely will be high scoring. Still see where Pittsburgh could get 4 goals here. So that's just that's the smallest bet that I have on the card. Not a whole lot that I like between this matchup.
Yeah, no doubt. It's like I said, that's not a ton we love here in this matchup. That is for sure. But like I said, I think if you're going to bet Pittsburgh, take the team total. It's a little more value. There are some props that are of interest. I like Igor Shinikov for Pittsburgh. He's scored in back-to-back games, and it's a great price once again in the plus 450 range for Igor Shinikov. It's been a nice addition from the Columbus Blue Jackets in that trade. He's been making it happen offensively for Pittsburgh. Besser actually has goals in back-to-back games. Brock Besser for Vancouver. Evgeny Malkin has scored in back-to-back games for the Pittsburgh Penguins as well. I believe we have in this game, too, a couple former player angles down the lineup. Let's not lose sight of that when we're talking Teddy Bluger for Vancouver, who was a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins. So maybe you give Teddy Bluger a look for Vancouver, a little bit of a longer shot, as well as Drew O'Connor's not a longer shot. Drew O'Connor, former Penguin, he was involved in that trade with between Pittsburgh and Vancouver last year. But Drew O'Connor actually has been producing lately for the Vancouver Canucks. So he might be worth a look. Connor Dewar with 3 goals on 9 shots versus Lankinen. And Connor Dewar out of nowhere has actually chipped in some goals lately for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So it's actually some good props, and value and, outside the box type of goal props to look at here in this Penguins and Canucks game. And it does appear like it'll be Skinner for Pittsburgh and Kevin Lankinen will get the nod for Vancouver. Not confirmed yet, but looking that way at the moment. All right, Florida, Chicago. We've got Florida minus 130, road favorites. The total here sitting at 6 across the board in this one. You look at this matchup here with the Panthers are no bet against for me right now, but it's not the greatest spot coming off the Minnesota win in overtime, back-to-back. Definitely is a spot advantage for the Chicago Blackhawks here in this game. Can they take advantage of it is the question. Obviously, we're almost assuredly going to see Spencer Knight in net for Chicago, and he'll be amped up, play his former team, Florida Panthers, team that traded him, of course, to this Chicago Blackhawks team. That always gets your juices flowing. So would expect that from Chicago here tonight in this game. Daniil Tarasov likely to get the start on a back-to-back, and it's time to acknowledge how great he's been the last few starts. He's been excellent for Florida. Really, really strong in between the pipes. Comes into this game a perfect 3-0 here in January. 1.3 goals against, 943 save percentage. I mean, just spectacular. I mean, you could make an argument he's looked a little better than Bob in his last 3 starts, Daniil Tarasov. That's how strong his month of January has been for the Florida Panthers. So this actually feels like an under to me. I don't love unders, as you guys know, but if I were to bet a total here, I'd look under. I think it will be an under. Tarasov's been just lights out in the month of January for Florida. I expect no less than a great effort, solid performance from Spencer Knight here against the Florida Panthers, team that traded him away. I could see this one being kind of like that Florida-Winnipeg game was, a few nights ago, 2-1, 3-2, something like that, with a chance to go to overtime. And I am going to take the draw here with the Panthers and the Blackhawks. Nothing on the side, but I do think we have a decent chance here for a little OT between the Panthers and the Blackhawks here tonight. Keep in mind, Florida back-to-back draw cashes to start this road trip, and Chicago's also gone past regulation in back-to-back games. So both of these teams on 2-game draw streaks. So the draw to me is in play here in this game. And like we talked about for the other teams, this is off the last game of the road trip. This is only a 3-game trip for Florida, and then they go back home for Utah. It's not as strong a bet against here for me for Florida. Like I'm more concerned about this road spot for Pittsburgh. I'm more concerned about it for New Jersey, especially because those teams are weaker teams in my opinion. But it isn't the greatest Florida spot. We can definitely say that. But the draw for me in this game with a lean to the under, and this could be a good saves prop game for Knight. That could be something. We talked about it Thursday. David C. loved it in the Carolina game on Thursday night. It could be worth a bet once again here tonight against his old team. He might have a big night, and it feels like one of these 30-plus save kind of nights for Spencer Knight maybe against his old team. Alex, what do you think here, Florida, Chicago?
Yeah, it should be an interesting one, a 6 o'clock start on Sunday, and it's been a busy emotional week at the United Center. Of course, you had last week where you had all the players from the Showtime dynasty coming back. Last night, an incredible ceremony where they retired Derrick Rose's jersey. All the old players from those '08, the '12 teams come back and acknowledge him. That was really cool to see. I know we were talking about that in the chat, so that was a great moment. So now you get back to the Hawks again tonight, and Hawks have been playing well in this stretch. On the road in that Carolina game, gritting out, getting that tough win. Had a tough loss against a hot Tampa Bay team at home the other night. They've had some good pace and some good momentum, and like I said, they've been playing these tight contests. We've seen back-to-back games go to past regulation for both teams. Go all the way back to the very beginning of the season, game number 1 against these two. That game should have gone to overtime as well. It was a 3-2 Florida win, but it was close all the way through. And like I said, Knight performed and delivered in that game. I expect him to perform and deliver here tonight. So I'm going with Hawks team total over 2.5 minus 130. I do have the draw. I got plus 320 over at Bet Online, and I'm taking the FanDuel look. Hawks to win in overtime or a shootout, plus 550 in this one. I also have a bargain bin coming from this game as well.
All right, good stuff. So there you go. I'm on the draw, lean under. The night saves prop, I think, might be worth a look. I think those are all, like I said, good options here for this game. For props for me, Sam Bennett with goals in back-to-back games. He's starting to get it rolling slightly. I mean, let's not go overboard. It's still just 3 goals in the last 10 games, but it's better than 0 in the last dozen or 20, whatever it was for Ryan Green for Chicago. Like, he is starting to get some confidence again with the puck, and I think he's worth a shot here as far as a goal prop tonight for the Chicago Blackhawks here in this game. All right, we've got final game of this Sunday NHL slate, Anaheim Ducks, Calgary Flames. We've got pretty much even money here, minus 110 is what we're looking at. Actually, a slight road favorite here is Calgary, slight home favorite here is Calgary, minus 115. The total here, 6.5, pretty much across the board in this one. This is another spot where for Anaheim, it's not the best spot in the world. It isn't. This is a team that has been on the road for a few, at Colorado, at Seattle, a couple of nice wins. Now you're in Calgary tonight. It's not the last game of the road trip because you go to Edmonton tomorrow. So this is the front end of a back-to-back. You're in Edmonton tomorrow. That's Amazon Prime Monday Night Hockey tomorrow night, Anaheim, Edmonton. And then you're in Vancouver on Thursday. So that is the schedule here for this Anaheim Ducks team. I don't love this spot for the Ducks. I will admit that. But I'm still on them. Give me Anaheim. Quack, quack, minus 105. This Calgary team is just bad, 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 bad. I want no part of them. I'm fading them relentlessly until they prove otherwise. This is awful. The offense, there's no offense to speak of right now. That's why I don't even mind taking Anaheim if it's Ville Husso, which it very well could be here in this game tonight for the Anaheim Ducks, because it's a back-to-back. They may save Dostal for Monday against Edmonton. Ville Husso can shut down this damn Calgary team right now with they have no offense right now. None. 0. This Flames team. They got 1 goal. The other night against a Washington team that we just saw Washington get lit up for 6 goals. Washington's not been a good defensive team lately. I'm here to tell you that. They have not been keeping the puck out of their net. Calgary could only put 1 friggin' goal past them the other night in that game. So this is just way too cheap. They're on a win streak. They want to keep it going. We've seen Anaheim rip off 7, 8, 9 game win streak. So, yeah, I'm on Anaheim here. I know it's not the greatest spot. It's the front end of a back-to-back. Probably won't be Dostal. They play Edmonton tomorrow night. Couldn't care less. Calgary stinks. Give me Anaheim. Alex, what do you think here? Ducks, Flames.
Take the better team at the cheap price. I was on all over Anaheim. I actually got even money this morning, but minus $1.05 anywhere in that range, that's definitely worth betting on for me.
Yeah, they miss Anderson, too. Like, look, they haven't won since Rasmus Anderson was traded away, this Calgary Flames team. So
that's what happens when you give away your number 1 defenseman.
That's what you expect. That's what you expect. So I'm actually pissed off. I haven't bet Anaheim more than I have. I missed betting them against Colorado, and I was leaning that way. And, I thought they were live to maybe win that hockey game. And, I was thinking about betting them against Seattle, and I didn't. But yeah, now we're going to jump on, because now I should have been riding this win streak of theirs more often, because I could see it coming when they finally snapped that win streak. There was an ugly, ugly losing streak they had when they finally snapped that losing streak, I should say, and how ugly it was. I said, watch this team now start to rip off a bunch of games in a row. And like I said, definitely that is something. Yeah, Sharon Govich, John, he's the only guy scoring for them right now, pretty much. Like, he is the only offensive. Well, actually, Frost got their only goal the other night, but just in general, the bigger picture, the last week or so, Sharon Govich has been one of their better scorers. So, if you're going to look at someone on the Calgary side, that would be it. Again, and I'm impressed with Anaheim. I mean, McTavish and Carlson and Terry out, and all this team does is still find ways to win. Jansen Harkins is centering the top line. I think there's value. I absolutely do with Jansen Harkins. I know he's been up there, but his ice time's going up, getting more opportunity. So that could be something to look at here as far as a goal prop with some value for Anaheim in this game tonight. It is worth noting, too, as of late, we've seen Cutter Gauthier start to heat up. Kreider scored last game for the Anaheim Ducks as well. So those are a couple to keep an eye on here as far as goal prop potential for the Ducks, the Quackers, here tonight in this game. All right, great stuff. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. Appreciate it very much. And again, not as great a card as yesterday. Yesterday, I loved the card. Today, not so much. And like I said, it's still some decent opportunities out there. Of course, NFL Conference Championship Sunday as well. WizardSportsPicks.com. Check out the website. Tons of premium picks. Long-term subscriptions available. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, 1-year all sports passes available. Get on board. Check it out. And WizardSportsPicks.com. Number 1 in the NFL. Number 1 in the NHL. 20 units of profit. That's just on the site. If you've been with me at Dub Club, where you get every wager, every day, every sport, including NHL, it's 50 units. We broke the 50-unit profit barrier with that massive Saturday yesterday. So, hell of a season. We're not slowing down. We're chugging forward. We want to add to the count. So, check it out, wizardsportspicks.com. And my gosh, patreon.com/Ice Guys, you're leaving money on the table. I mean, $10 per month, 21 and 5. What more can we do for you? What more can we do? 21 and 5. Yesterday. Are you kidding? With sides and totals combined for Alex and I in the NHL yesterday. So get on board. It's only $10 per month. And again, another reason to get on board right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right friggin' now. Get on board. Patreon.com/Ice Guys. We have 2 betcasts coming your way this week. That's right. 2 Patreon exclusive live betcasts coming your way this week for our Patreon members only. Join us. Be there for it. We're excited. Both of them taking place this week. Very, very much looking forward to that. So get on board. Your membership goes a long way to supporting the show and keeping it going long term. $10 per month. Patreon.com/Ice Guys.
Also, check out the Ice Guys store at iceguys.myspreadshop.com. You have until midnight Eastern to save on 20% of all items in the store. So we've been going on for a whole week, so don't miss out on the last day. You have until midnight Eastern to save 20% off. Hit the redeem button at the homepage. Add your items to your cart. That 20% will be taken off at checkout. That is at iceguys.myspreadshop.com.
Bargain bin special of the night. Best bets coming up right after we hear from our great Ice Guys sponsors.
Wizard Sports Picks, featuring the finest handicappers in the universe. Sharp insights, trusted picks, and relentless results. We strive to help you become consistent winners. This is Wizard Sports Picks.
Kings and Queens shop.
Thanks to all our sponsors, including Royal Cannabis. Check them out, royalcannabisshop.com, 20% off with promo code Ice Guys. All right, bargain bin special of the night. I guess one of the few things that didn't go right well yesterday is no bargain bin winner for many of us yesterday, but that's okay. Chance to get right back in the saddle today on this Sunday Alex bargain bin special of the night.
All right, take us to 1901 West Madison, Chicago, taking on Florida. He's up to the top line, and he has a crazy price at BetMGM, plus 600 anytime goal scorer for one Oliver Moore. That's just a ridiculous price. You see he's like 350, 375 at other shops, plus 600 at BetMGM. It's a great price on a kid who's been firing and getting chances galore, and now on the top line. So Oliver Moore for Chicago Blackhawks. It's my Sunday bargain bin special.
All right, there you go. Oliver Moore for the Chicago Blackhawks for Alex with his bargain bin special of the night for this Sunday slate. I'm going to give you two bargain bin specials here for Sunday. I could have sworn Amadio for Ottawa has already scored once against Vegas in the past. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like he's had chances. He's been noticeable. I will go with Michael Amadio for Ottawa plus 700 for my first bargain bin special. And my second, give me Igor Sheinikov, Pittsburgh. He has been rolling. He's feeling it. He's been offensively noticeable. 2 games in a row with a goal and a great price for him, plus 450. So there you go. Michael Amadio, Ottawa, plus 700. Igor Sheinikov, Pittsburgh, plus 450 for my bargain bin specials for this Sunday. All right, best bets. Alex, what do you like here for best bet?
It's the one game I didn't get to talk to because I was in the bathroom earlier, but it's Vegas, Ottawa, first period over, 1.5. Best price available at BetOnline, minus 128. Also seeing at FanDuel, minus 132. So those are all worth betting pregame. Anything higher, 140, 145, I say wait a couple minutes, try grab something live. But Golden Knights, Ottawa Senators, first period over, 1.5 is my Sunday best bet.
Good stuff. You know, Lawton would have been my bargain bin, but it's an early game. That's the only reason it's not. Probably would have been, but it's starting in half an hour. I wanted to make it a later game, so that's why I went with Sheinikov and I went with Amadio. Yeah, give me the same best bet. It is the best bet. It is. I'd be lying if I said there's a better bet that I like more on the board than Vegas, Ottawa, first period over. It's my best bet as well. Vegas, Ottawa, over 1.5, minus 130, first period, 12 straight. Ottawa games over the total, 13 straight, actually, if I'm not mistaken now. But it's crazy run. There you go. Vegas, Ottawa, over 1.5 first period for my best bet here as well. All right, great stuff. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. And like I said, big Sunday of NHL. We got the 2 conference championship games. Definitely excited about the day ahead. Looking forward to it. And a reminder, the Ice Guys is live 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, Sunday, noon Eastern. If you can't watch the show live, download the Ice Guys podcast in audio form on all major podcast platforms, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and more. Download the Ice Guys podcast when you can't watch the show live. For Alex P. Smith, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy the games, and good luck. And we will be back with you tomorrow on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of the Ice Guys.